evening. How are you? Thank you, thank you, thank you. And welcome to the Nerd Melt Showroom. My name is Curtis Armstrong, and I am, just for one night, your temporary comptroller. And please give a big Harmontown welcome to our mayor, His Honor himself, Dan Harmon.
Thank you. Guest Comptroller Curtis Armstrong. He wasn't mad at me. I remember when I was...
We really have to talk about that because I actually heard about that from, like, other sources. Somebody stopped me on the street.
In London?
No, here. It was here. After I came back here, Leah, who's not here, but usually is here, said, you have to talk to Dan because he's upset and he thinks that you don't like him anymore.
This is my worst
nightmare.
But
I thought I'd been really clear. I just was going to be gone for a few weeks.
Yeah.
I really like you.
All right. All right. I don't want to stop. Now that you had to tell me that, are you sure you now don't like me?
No. Now I'm more sure than ever because I've actually been thinking about it.
Oh, okay.
And because what happened was she stopped me, it made me think, do I really like him?
It was a good opportunity to check in.
So for a few days I had that to mull over, and then then I'm coming in, and I can assure you I do. I like
that's fantastic. This is actually okay. That was my worst nightmare because I didn't want to be high maintenance, but now this is my biggest dream, which is perfectly conditional love.
Pretty much.
As a child, if you receive anything less than unconditional love, and really, let's face it, who got unconditional love in their home? Probably Dave Klein, who's here again tonight. I think maybe he got unconditional love because he seemed to. That was a very demure yoop. It was filled with maternal love. But yeah, no, not the case in my home. I mean, if you definitely knew if you had behaved in a way that made you deserving of love, or as I like to call it, not getting hit. And so like and that's I think that drives me very much creatively. It probably also complicates a lot of my relationships, but. So it actually sent a tingle up my spine when you said that combination. You said, it made me think, do I really like him? And I was like, yes, this is the dark circle that I have to dance on the rim of. And then jackpot, I earned it. Normal people are just like, well, of course he likes me. I'm a perfectly fine person. And if he doesn't, why would I care? Not me. Well, how was your trip? How was your daughter?
My daughter's wonderful, and she's actually working the big festival that's going on as we speak, called Field Day with lots of bands, and she's doing that. She's done with school. She loves school. And I spent 10 days with her without break. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought about you from time to time. But it was great. Thank you for asking.
All right, awesome. Can you guys see okay? You're all right. Okay. There's Seth, the hitchhiker. So it's a little less hitchhiking what you're doing at this point. You're just sort of orbiting the show.
Hey, I'm leaving tomorrow.
Okay, all right. Well, we're not yelling at you. Usually hitchhikers travel in a line, whereas you've been kind of circling. But hey, look, that's better than what I'm doing, which is I'm just jerking off. Not right now. That would be amazing if you could do it with no hands. All right, so I just want to let's talk about our art. This is our art segment. We got music for the art segment. exist that aren't TV or games. So I have this ongoing, like, I don't know, what do you call it, like a feud, or it's a bee in Aaron's bonnet. My lovely wife, Erin McGathy, who's also not here with us, she's spending time with the dogs because we were away from them all weekend, and Jeff is just sick. So Erin, like, I don't know, she's an artist. She's a visual person. She sees colors and things, and I'm always just like, I think colors are dumb, you know, like they seem pretty pointless. I think the point of them originally was that, you know, we're primates, and so we needed to recognize if an apple was going to kill us if we ate it. But now we have genetic engineering, and, you know, all apples are fine. They're injected with preservatives. Yeah, it's like we've finished it. We've taken God's place. And so why not just lower the bit value of the graphics in the universe? We could probably expand our RAM or our CPU. if things were just black and white, imagine how much more Earth there could be possibly. I know that's not how the universe works, but I'm just saying, like, maybe our brains could process more if we just didn't see color. Or like, how about 8 colors? Because that's the only ones we can name, really. And then people say, oh, eggshell instead of white, and it's like, that's white. That's dumb. To me, it's dumb. But so Erin was always like, she showed me this magazine, and she had this kind of smirk on her face, and she shows me this like grid thing. It's like, it's this thing with like 1,000 lines in it, and she's like, how many colors do you see here? I'm like, I don't know, like the usual 8 dumb colors. And she's like, yeah, you know, I'm a tetra hakamaga. Like, there's some, she's got more cones or rods or something in her eye. She's a tetrachromat. Tetrachromats? Where are my tetrachromes at? She's immensely proud of this, which I would equate to being proud of your race, which is bad. It seems like a vile quality in a person to be like, what is the difference between that and saying, like, you know, I have very little melanin in my skin. I'm like a snowbank. So you're okay, great, you're racist. So, but she's like smirking because she can see like I don't know, more of them than I can. She's enough that you get. But I'm like, wait, how many can you see? She's like 20 or to 30 or something, whatever the number is, 38. And so I'm like, well, are you talking about all the different shades of the colors? And she's like, yeah. How many shades do you see? And I'm like, are we really talking about each individual shade, each striation that you can see on this thing? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, I mean, that's ridiculous, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And she's like, shut up, stop it, you're lying. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 33? 33, I guess. I mean, there's probably a couple more, but I'll lowball it. And she's like, fuck you, you're lying. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Colors are dumb. I got more cones too. I'm a tetracycline. But I just throw them away. They just go into my eye, and I just go, because they're dumb. You don't need them. Who needs more colors? You know who had more colors in grade school? The rich kids. Going by Crayola metrics, those were rich kids. They also had a sharpener built into the front of the box. Little born rich parasites whose dads didn't hit them. Yeah. I had to earn every fucking crayon in my shitty little stepped on box. Little broken chunks of just caveman pigment. I had to go out and dig up clay and ochre and make red, because my parents were like, why do you, there's red out there, go get it in the yard. There's red on your pillowcase. Yeah, because you guys don't give me enough water. I got a lot of nosebleeds when I was a kid. I thought I was an alien abductee. Do you believe in alien abduction?
I do.
Really?
I do, yeah. I think that's a real possibility.
Huh.
Yeah. I'm assuming you don't.
I did when I was a kid. I was like, I think that's a thing that you'd gravitate to when you're a kid because it's a real.
It explains a lot.
Well, it helps you cope. I think the fantasy that you're special
still does.
That the world is hard for you for a reason. Maybe like these people are coming and getting you, and then they're like, milking your prostate and telling you secrets about the environment. And you're destroying it. We know things that you can only find out from cow anuses, and like go back to your world, but we're gonna keep coming back and giving you nosebleeds, and you're so special.
I'm still waiting for you to explain why none of this makes sense. I mean,
it still does. I'm not like
when you grow up. Why do you not believe in that anymore?
I think I started to learn about things like sleep paralysis. Which there's this I don't know if it's a good documentary. Aaron and I just watched it tonight. The guys that made the documentary about The Shining, Room 237. Am I getting that right? That's a really interesting documentary that everybody should watch. This one's also very interesting. I hesitate to use the words good documentary because I don't know if it's just a bunch of people talking about their sleep paralysis experiences. It's very interesting, but maybe that's different from a good documentary. Shut up, Dan. Just shut up. All right, now start talking. First, check to see if everyone likes you. Sarcasm. I can tell when it's fake. I can always tell when it's fake. The goddamn it, sleep paralysis. You know what I'm talking about. So you go to. Have you ever had that?
No.
Really?
Nope.
Oh, it's terrifying. I've had it. How many people have had sleep paralysis experiences?
Really?
It's a very common thing. It's actually, the odd thing is, it's very common for it to happen very rarely to everybody. It's very uncommon for it to happen all the time to a few people, which is, some people have it every night. And they're living in like just a sort of strange hellscape where they have no choice but to like make friends with the shadow people and give them names and stuff. I go, that's the one with the hat. By the way, hats aren't scary. By the way, they show like the shadow people because one of the symptoms of sleep paralysis. One of the things that happens is the intruder. This happened to me. This is a terrifying thing. Sometimes a lot of people talk about things on their chest. Just in case anybody doesn't know what this is, the scientific theory is that when you go into REM sleep, which is when you're going to start dreaming, so the scientific explanation for this is that your body releases your brain releases a chemical to your body or something that keeps it from moving whenever you'd want to move it, like when you're reaching for a big cookie in your dream, and so you don't gouge your wife's eyes out, like. So it's just it's a natural part of REM sleep, supposedly, to just your body is supposed to not move and cannot move chemically. However, you're always supposed to be unconscious and sleeping when that's happening. And sleep paralysis is when either while waking up or going to sleep, you're not doing it at the same. There's an overlap where you are awake and your body is completely paralyzed. And so then your middle brain starts to panic, and then these very common things, they happen. Like people see things on their chest that are like demonic kind of iconography that happens. And like one of the most common things is just this shadowy figure in the room walking toward you. It happened, and there's like these archetypes, like the little shadow man, but then the guy with the hat, which is again not scary. It's like a hat. It looks like a pizza logo. It doesn't. It looks like Rocky Rococo. Do you know? And then there's an evil hag, which I feel like because I saw like a cloaked figure. I was like 20 years old. I was sleeping at my parents' house. Probably like laundry or something, doing laundry for the weekend, and I was crashing in my old bedroom. And this happened to me, and I woke up, and I couldn't move. And it's so real. There was a cloaked black figure in the corner of my bedroom that just strode confidently toward me. I could hear every footfall on the carpet. It was like, it was really, really there. It wasn't a visual hallucination. It was like I was sensing all of it, the proximity, the sound of its footsteps, and this like image of, I think, a female figure, like kind of cloaked and permanently in shadow, like just marching across the room toward me, which is just, sometimes you see a coat rack in the dark and you're like, holy shit, oh God, that scared me for a second. But this is a person in the room that is like there. It's not like, oh, that looks like something. It's there. And it just like marched across the room and like and just kept coming at me. And then as soon as it was as if it just wanted to do just that, just wanted to put its face in my face. And which is like that's even scarier because you're like, why would you want to just scare a person? Because you're crazy. So it was like, and then as soon as the face got close enough to touch mine, I finally was able to, because the whole time you're trying to scream and you can't. And then I finally went, Mom! And I was 20. And I bolted up, and then I just sat there, and I was like catching my breath, and the adrenaline as I'm realizing this was not real. But I just shouted out, Mom. And then I just kept waiting, and I thought about saying, I'm okay. But then I was like, let's see what happens. Nothing. And I just went back to sleep. And,
wow.
And I've had a couple of experiences like that fit in the same category, but that was the legit textbook sleep paralysis. It's never happened to you.
Never, absolutely not. And did it ever happen after that to you?
Yeah, I've had like a couple weird, like related kind of
but
things.
not like that.
Nothing,
not
that
that
was really terrifying.
Woman.
No, like I've had just generic. I wake up and I can't move my body and I panic and then I'm suddenly able to move it, but like not with the goo gagas coming at me.
Yeah.
And I've also had like weird like I would have these things in my mid-20s where like it's like all of a sudden I'm sleeping and then I'm awake but I can't move and then my whole self, but my body's still in the bed, my whole self starts getting thrown around the room, banged up against the walls like somebody's trying to pull my soul out of my apartment, but can't. For some reason, it can only move it around in the room. So it's just banging into every wall and ceiling, and I can kind of see that I'm still in bed. And then finally, like, at a certain point, manages to get out, and I shoot up into the sky at like the speed of sound, I'm assuming. And it's like, it's actually kind of cool. I'm like, holy shit, I can fly. This is going to be amazing. I'm going to be like this new kind of hero. I can do this at night. And I'm assuming I won't be able to get shot or stabbed, so I could probably fight crime or at least discourage it. And I'm like, it's like this is this elated feeling of like, holy shit, I'm flying. And then like just gives way as the physics of it like start to kick in, where you're like, I'm not flying. I've been rocketed upward. I can't fly. I'm just really high up in the sky, and you feel the momentum stop, and then you're like, now I'm gonna fall, and it's like, oh, it just turns into one of those falling nightmares, and then you wake up. So, anyways,
wow.
And you just,
I
guess,
would actually have told that one first. I mean, that's a lot more dramatic than the woman walking towards you.
Well, noted. All right. That's good. That's conditional love. Let's keep letting me know when I fuck up.
Well, no, they were both good stories, though.
Yeah, thank you.
They were both good stories.
Yeah, well, thank you. Well, what are your dreams about? Like a gumdrop tree? Fuck you.
I had unconditional love. So.
See, you're just like you dream like we assume dogs do. You're just like chasing a rabbit, and then while you're sleeping, you're like. Your wife's like, oh, he's dreaming.
He's so cute. I am cute when I do that.
Did you ever see the YouTube video of the dog that's dreaming and it's doing like running on its side, and it's running and then it starts to run really fast, and then it like looks behind it like it's snarling, like it's clearly being chased by something it doesn't like, and then it gets up and runs full speed into the wall right next to it, and then wakes up, and then it just kind of like sits there like yeah. Who do you talk to when you're a dog when that happens to you? You got nobody you can go to with that. All right, so colors are dumb. I'll save that for when Spencer's out here. All right. Okay, well, let's meet a new friend, shall we?
Sure.
I invited somebody, somebody that I've been interacting with throughout my career from time to time. We don't hang out ever. I think we're like Commissioner Gordons to each other. Neither of us is Batman, but I'm just using that to illustrate distance and respect. Begrudging, functional, vigilante respect. The system has failed us both. And there we are. The funniest moment in the good Batman movie, the middle Christian Bale one, the Heath Ledger one. I always laugh when Commissioner Gordon goes into the bank vault and it's like fluorescent lit, and then he's like oh no, the money's marked or whatever, and then he turns. It's like one of the cops turns and Batman's just hanging out. It looks so funny. He's like not supposed to. I know he does that all the time because he's like a detective, but like it's weird that he would be like, hey, I'm here. Like he had to get into that room, and it's like usually Batman comes in through like little windows and things, and it's usually nighttime, and this is like just noon, and it's like there's like fluorescent lights, and it's just funny. It's also funny to cut from someone looking and then just a hard cut to Batman. He just looks like the biggest nerd in that moment. Like it doesn't. There's no way for that to look cool. It's like. Because we've seen people under fluorescent light dressed as Batman, and we've never gone like, ooh. We've always just, at best, we'll go like, hey, can I get a picture, man? You look really awesome. It's a single gunshot from the back. No note. But a brief check of his closet at home tells us the whole story. All right, yeah, I was introducing this guy. Apparently, this guy needs no introduction. He's really what he is he's the editor of TV Guide magazine, but because the world is changing, one of the cruel tricks of fate is that he has a new title, which is just not as sexy. He is still just as important, but he's now called the Chief Content Officer. Poor guy, but he's awesome, and he's a sort of, I don't know, he's my TV talking buddy. It's Mike Schneider.
So get up, get down. I came to rock and buy you again. We got love.
I think they like it when you sit there. Yeah,
sounds
that's
good.
Your mic.
I know
it's sit.
So we're talking about dreams, right? So I had a really bizarre, like, you guys have these dreams that are so vivid that you wake up the next day and you're still not quite sure if it was real or not, if it really happened or not.
Yeah,
so,
like when you're in your early 20s, and like I always had those dreams where you'd find $50. And it's like you really need $50. That's like a lot of ramen noodles and pot and stuff, and you're like, it's like such a low stakes dream that you're like 3 hours into your shower, 3 hour shower. 3 hours into your day when you suddenly realize you don't have $50 extra dollars. So sad.
The biggest letdown of the day. So I had this really weird dream last night, and maybe amateur psychologist, dream catcher Dan Harmon can help me with this. So in my dream, I'm suddenly a contestant on Jeopardy, but for some reason, they've sold like the branding rights to Dunkin' Donuts. So there's a new Jeopardy set. Literally right behind Trebek is a functioning Dunkin' Donuts branch where they're actually selling donuts on the set.
During the game show?
During the game show. They're in the background like selling donuts, and Trebek is standing up there. And Trebek doesn't give a fuck anymore. Trebek is like, I'm done with this. So the episode is going on, and it's me and two other contestants, and he's talking to us. He's asking us about ourselves, but he never gets around to actually asking any questions. So halfway through the show, suddenly people in the audience start screaming out, Trebek, ask a question! And he just sort of glares at them and goes back, and he starts asking me again about, what I do for a living. And it still says 0 underneath me. And meanwhile, they're making donuts in the background. I'm actually thinking, that donut looks pretty good.
All right, so corporate America has changed the mediascape to a point where, although you're a nice guy and feel fulfilled and know who you are, the clock is running out on your life and you're not achieving anything.
That's pretty good. So literally today, I go and I run into my brother-in-law, and the first thing he says out of his mouth is, "Hey, they're opening a new Dunkin' Donuts in Encino."
What?
I don't know what that meant, but like the first thing, like today, it's following me. That's
weird.
It's bizarre.
I mean, I know Dunkin' Donuts aren't rare, but that's definitely weird. I haven't heard the word Dunkin' Donuts all week. If I dreamt about a Dunkin' Donuts and someone mentioned it, I would consider that notable. Notable evidence of paranormal
That's
activity.
why the very first thing I brought up on your podcast right now was my Dunkin' Donuts dream for some strange reason.
Well, there was there was one story of the sleep paralysis thing where the guy was talking and he told a story about how there was like a demon standing over him and telling him, "You're gonna die, I'm gonna demon," and then. But then his girlfriend sat up
screaming. You have a T-shirt that said "demon" on it.
Yeah. Demon with two D's for a double dose of this damon. His girlfriend sat up screaming, and she was having a night terror. And in her nightmare, there was a cat sitting on her chest, speaking in gibberish to her boyfriend.
At the same time.
But the cat it was a giant black cat, and a lot of people report that. Like I think it's just an explanation for like this giant. Your mind is trying to put an object on something that makes no sense. So and a lot of people make it a big black cat. Her big black cat had red eyes, and so did this demon. At that point in the documentary, I said, I don't know if I believe that. And Aaron said, why? And I was like, well, because that's like kind of like confirmed proof of supernatural activity. Like I'm not like a cynical skeptic about things for no reason, but then again I take it very seriously if somebody asserts, like Jeff does, that he predicted 9/11 in his dream. It's like I just get really quiet and wait for Kumail to start point making fun of him.
He did that, and I predicted the Dunkin' Donuts in Encino, so it's kind of.
But that's right on the bubble. Like I mean, that's like intriguing to me because I feel like that's possible. It's too coincidental that she's dreaming of a black cat with red eyes and there's a demon with red eyes and I don't know. It's like I feel like someone's lying. But I mean, what do you make of this paranormal shenanigans?
Well, I mean, what's strange about that one is that those two events were happening supposedly at the exact same time, which is very weird.
Aaron said, "Well, this guy has this thing happen to him every night in one form or another, so it's only a matter of statistics."
Well, then it would make sense that she was having nightmares like that because if this happens to him all the time, then,
that's a good point. Yeah, yeah.
Have you heard the stories of the people who actually can't fall asleep, and after a couple of weeks of not sleeping, they start to actually hallucinate the things that they're dreaming? They're actually dreaming, but they're awake.
I've been in that state.
Yeah. Toward the end of every season.
I'll go a couple days without sleep, and then there's a sort of like delusional state that sets in, which is actually really cool.
Yeah.
And you stop needing as much sleep, like your body the same way you've heard this and may probably experience it, how like your body suppresses illness if you're really like your body has this sense of like, well, she needs to get her work done at the hospital or whatever for this week. This is a rough week, and you feel like you're maybe gonna get sick, or you've been exposed to all these colds and stuff, and you're not getting sick, and you don't know. You're just like, I guess I just don't get sick, and then the week ends, and you just like collapse into mucus, like because your body's like, yeah, fuck you, you were sick the whole time. So the same thing. It works that way with sleep too. I think after a while, after a certain amount of sleep deprivation, kids try this. You can actually just like sleep for 20 minutes at a time, and I don't know, and then just when you wake up and it's like there's no way you got enough sleep, but your body is just now on the Atkins diet of sleep, where it's like, just give me a little nibble of ham. Just give me something. I don't need a Snickers bar. I don't need to sleep for 8 hours. But I get it. You're an asshole. Give me a little berry from a bush so I can keep going. It's pretty cool because I will fall asleep while typing, and then you wake up and then you read like this weird shit. I would like fall asleep in like writers' rooms, and then like I'm kind of like half like I'm still asleep, but my eyes are open, and I'm just saying something. Like I'll just they'll be like, well, what if Annie's jealous of Britta, and so she does this, and then I'll go, yeah, what if about Minecraft? Or something else that's out like from another part of my brain, and everyone will get this weird look on their face, and I'll get embarrassed, and I'll go take a nap in my office.
Sounds healthy.
Yeah. But it made the show so good. Again, I can tell when it's lies. I'm not interested. Look, I know that's you guys saying, "Hey, we enjoyed season 6," and thank you very much for saying that all over Twitter too. Thank you.
Ham girl.
That keeps me going. But. Oh no! Please, they're standing up in the back. Oh no! Don't everybody stand up. I thought that might work. I thought if everyone thought a standing O was happening behind them, you could like start one from the back. Not like the real standing O I got when I wrote those Oscars that Hugh Jackman hosted. And Sean Penn just fucking leaped to his feet. He was like, "Yes, best Oscars ever!" It was amazing.
Standing O.
And then Ed Harris was like, "I agree. I don't care." Morgan Freeman was like, "Yeah."
So, by the way, National Treasure Curtis Armstrong. National Treasure Curtis Armstrong.
Oh! I thought he wasn't in National Treasure. That's Steve Zahn.
That was very nice of you. Thank you. Thank you.
He's. I mean,
right?
Yeah. Don't get me started.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
It's one of those guys.
One of those guys.
The K-12 dude.
The K-12 dude. Yeah.
I get a lot of tweets from youngsters now that are watching Better Off Dead because you became a friend of the show. I could tell that they'd never seen it, which I'm exceptionally proud of because that movie does hold up and is awesome, and it's like nice to see somebody go like, "Holy shit, I just rented this. I never would have, and it's so amazing."
I know. I really like seeing those. That's really nice.
Yeah. Shit. Okay. So what the fuck was it? We were going to talk about TV probably.
yeah.
I assume. But what with the yes, everybody get lots of sleep. All right. Well, let's talk about TV. So it's the golden age of television, which is true because TV is higher quality than the movies because movies are big international business, so we're just churning out these like giant movies and like there's the weird cultural shift
you look at Disney and Warner Brothers and the majority of it's the big DC or Marvel franchises are what they're kind of focusing on, or also some Pixar in the future. But really, that's what the movies now are. So
yeah, and you're
all the other
averaging
stuff.
out instead of making like something that's about an insight into, for instance, like American domestic culture and then exporting it to other countries as television where there could still be that cultural like, oh, this is an American show. I know that going in. Like the movies are like the American audience is like a fraction of the box office that they even care about. Didn't they release the new Avengers movie in China before here, or it was like America was like the last.
Yeah, and what's interesting too is now they're having to there are certain things they won't do in some of these big movies now because China's such a large percentage of the box office. So
yeah, and that's just the tip of the iceberg in terms of like the effect of if you're making a movie for an entire planet and you need it to be this big crazy movie, and obviously a byproduct of that. I mean, one effect of that is that CG is going to get really good, and it really has, and it's amazing. We can do anything now, and to the point where I was watching Mad Max, I had no idea. Everyone that keeps walking out of Mad Max is always saying the same thing. They're all going, "I don't know how they did that," and I literally mean I don't know how they did that. I don't know if that was a practical car flipping through the air, or if maybe the tire was CG but the car wasn't. Or
weirdly, I know something about that.
All right.
Which I usually don't. But I happen to know something about that because of Genevieve Pearson.
Okay.
Who you know. Yeah, Genevieve. We love Genevieve from King of the Nerds. And she did some research on it. Every car effect is practical. They may have layered stuff over it, but all of the car stuff is practical. There are other things that are CGI, but a vast amount of that movie was actual practical
And the
stuff.
guitar guy.
And the guitar guy.
Was a real guy.
We love the guitar guy.
I mean, that was that's a. Geez, you would expect a movie like that to be.
It just doesn't look like it to me. I'm
the
not a
camera's
big
always
fan
in the
of those
perfect
movies,
place.
but it doesn't look like a CGI movie to me. Even at the parts where I know it has to be, it's really there are moments of that movie that I thought were just beautiful.
Yeah,
just beautiful.
It seems
to
like
look
the
at.
camera is always just in the perfect position, which is an effect of the CG kind of mediascape. Shut up, Harmon.
Entourage, on the other hand, all CG. Including the script.
Wow.
I don't know where those 3 boos were coming from. Like, I have never seen a frame of Entourage, and I'm fine.
Oh, you got some binging to do, folks.
I told that to somebody, and they said, actually, they kind of studied me for a second, and as they mulled it over in their head, and they said, like, I think you're experiencing Entourage the right way, like, because it's like trickling in, through the water table to you, like it's like, you don't need to see any episodes. It's like it's more of a
that's how I experience the Real Housewives. It's I never actually watch them. I just kind of, for whatever reason, if you live in this culture, you sort of just know what's going on those shows.
Yeah. And there's no okay. So the movies are visually incredible, and with the exception of your odd Mad Max or two, they're all kind of dumb. Whereas TV, until we get, I don't know, because it's cheaper now and it's lower stakes, it's getting like really good. He said at a weird octave.
Getting gooder.
It's getting good. And there's lots of shitty shows, but there's so many that there's something for everybody, and there's all kinds of amazing stuff happening. So, one part of this golden age of TV is serialization. Like it's like no one can argue that Breaking Bad wasn't a great show. Well, someone can, I'm sure.
Who is that person?
Roger.
Roger Goodell?
Roger.
That guy's an ass. He probably doesn't like Breaking Bad either.
Yeah. I mean, somebody's got to push back, right? But anyways, I'm saying, like, that's a clue. There's no more serialized show. I mean, he just did Macbeth over 5 years and slowly spiraled this character into this beautiful demise.
Yeah.
Spoilers. But he breaks bad and then it gets worse. But so here's me, and it's not just because I'm a sitcom guy. I don't think. Like, I have this, like, is my aversion to serialization, is my view of serialization as a crutch, as bad craftsmanship, is that now officially a hang-up that I have? Do I need to let that go? George R.R. Martin is in the back.
What is it specifically about the serialization?
It feels like cheating because I grew up in the 80s on TV that was like so supremely crafted. No matter how dumb it was like there was a sense of craftsmanship. Nobody in Cheers ever made they picked up a Rubik's cube and like because it was in the headlines that week. It was like, I'm sure it's not like the shows aren't dated, but there was also the attempt was for timelessness, and the attempt was for perfect modularity usually. And then it's always that shark jumping thing, or the actual etymology of shark jumping being from serialization. When these shows start to get desperate, they start saying to be continued. And I guess that's the association I make. It's like you're starting to. I started to feel like when the internet really started to threaten TV, that's when we saw TV start to do like really quickly. It was all this like what I regard as a dirty trick on the audience to throw some weird nonsensical thing at the end of an episode and then go, huh? Now what are you gonna watch next week? And it feels like you're holding them hostage. It's not the same as Breaking Bad, which is like, but I've always, people have heard me rant about everything I've ever ranted about that makes sense to me, Breaking Bad broke that rule and did it well.
I mean, I think the difference is now that because of the way we now watch TV, it's you can watch it back to back. And back in the day, before DVRs, before streaming, you missed episodes. No one watched an entire run of any series because you might be out one week, you might miss a couple episodes. So they had to be kind of self-contained so you could jump in and out. And now you don't have to do that.
Right.
Most shows, if you really like a show, you are going to watch every episode. So in a way, that kind of rewards the fans who want to sort of get to know these characters and who want to go on this journey with these people. So I don't, I think there's something for everyone. There's, what's weird is even though all these shows now are serialized, Shonda Rhimes is making billions out of serialization. But then you also have Dick Wolf, who suddenly has 4 shows on the air this fall. All of those shows are actually still self-contained. They all take place in Chicago. So if you like Fire, then you got one. If you like Med, you got one.
Right.
If you like PD, you got one. That's much more like the serial style of pick whichever cereal you like, pick it up.
Do you think
and
Dick
buy it
Wolf
at the
is still
store.
actively making TV, or do you think he's like in a glass coffin? Has anyone ever seen him? I think he's under Mount Rushmore, like, and the people are like fanning him or like pumping fluid into some kind of chamber, and there's like I don't even think there's scripts coming out. I think it's just like some young writer comes in and smears some of the embalming fluid on his face like war paint and goes, "Ah!" And then he charges out on a horse to a typewriter and creates a new Law and Order. Dick Wolf. Please note, I'm still saying Dick Wolf is a very valuable player in the television industry. There is a contribution there. I just think it's more spiritual and ritualistic, probably.
He's making a lot of money. He is out there. He's kind of the master of it all.
Yeah.
You're not going to get me to poo-poo all over Dick Wolf.
Oh man, are you kidding me? I hope my work speaks for itself. I've made love to Dick Wolf several occasions. Also, I think how much of it is his
I hope
name?
not during SVU though.
No.
Just please not during SVU.
How much is his name though? Because it's like perfect that the episode's end. It's just like he hung himself while masturbating, and then it just says Dick Wolf. Like it's like dun, dun. Such a visceral. It's like a mic drop. It's like ow, Dick Wolf.
Dick Wolf before he dicks you.
It would be too on the nose to if it was the other, if it was Wolf Dick, then you'd be like, this is childish. But it still looks like a name, but you're getting all those ingredients. It's like Dick Wolf.
Pretty strong, right?
Yeah, strong. Yeah, it sends the subliminal signal. This is I just watched a strong show.
Yes.
That overreacts to the moon. Okay, so yeah, okay. I've reached a verdict. It's me. It's a hang-up of mine for a bad reason. In childhood, I was watching television that was produced by people that were much like the people producing features today. They were afraid to engage the audience too much narratively because it was ratings poison.
Yeah.
And that's not craftsmanship. That's corporate just manufacturing, and I grew up in that world, but that's like me saying, like, I don't know, is it me or is Lucky Charms better than filet mignon? Like, I was like, come on, don't be a dope. Like, I mean, I'm no foodie, but it's like, yeah, like.
I think because back when we were growing up, those serialized episodes were pretty cheesy, pretty bad. Sort of find out next week whether or not Gordon Jump actually is molesting Dudley.
Right. They were death rattles of desperate shows. Like, and it was sad to see previous shows that a few weeks earlier had cultural efficacy, and now you're watching them wheeze and cough and like to tell you like I remember Different Strokes was like, man, it had a lot of death rattles. Like there was that molestation episode, and then there was Dudley and Arnold both got locked inside a car on the Knight Rider set. They were visiting Knight Rider because fuck it, and because someone was just looking out the window in the Different Strokes writers' room, and then they looked at the clock, and they were like, "What if he went over there?"
NBC Synergy.
Home by 3 Productions. It was so ridiculous because Arnold he visited Knight Rider, talked to Knight Rider, which I think they maintained within the fabric of the show that Knight Rider Kit is an actual talking car. I'm okay with that because it's like, hey,
it's canon.
But
different strokes canon.
Then he goes into a car. I don't think it was Kit. It was a different car, and he gets locked in the car. That's not even possible. And then 2 crew hands walk up and go, hey, should I move this car? I'm like, no, what are you, crazy? That's the car we're going to blow up in the next scene. And the audience goes, oh. They had the same reaction as they did to Dudley getting molested. That's the car they're going to blow up. This is not how Hollywood works. What is this, the Flintstones? All right. Anyways. Cars don't talk. I'm Andy Rooney.
Remember there was the sitcom template where there was always the episode where someone got trapped in something and they possibly were going to die. So on Punky Brewster, her friend, got caught, stuck in the refrigerator. Yeah. Of course, we all remember the Three's Company episode where they were stuck in that freezer and they could have died. So it was like number 72 on the list of sitcom tropes that everyone had to do at some point.
It was a simpler world. The Incredible Hulk won an Emmy for Best Dramatic Series.
Simpler time.
I think, and Lindsay Wagner, was that her name? I think she got an Emmy for Best Actress in a dramatic series for Bionic Woman. Anyways, Daredevil, what do you think?
Yeah. I'm a fan. Absolutely.
I think that friend of his, he made me, I stopped after the pilot because of that friend of his.
What do you mean?
His friend just seems a little foggy, yeah. But I was a little thrown by his performance style.
Yeah.
And I'm lowering my voice because
because Marvel lawyers are listening, or
no, it's because I get the distinct impression he's probably a fan. Because he has I feel in the pilot he's acting a lot like just a guy that's wandering around Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. and not so much like a professional actor.
He just kind of stumbled on set.
Yeah, and he's just sort of like, he's supposed to be like the comic relief, and it's just like, comb your hair. Just knock it back. Their bangs are flying all over the place, and just something, I don't know, there's something about him. But then I talked to other people, and they said, actually, he'll become your favorite character, and he gets better and better. All right, fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think of all the comic book adaptations right now, to me, The Flash is really, I mean, they killed it in season 1.
I haven't seen it. Huh.
And it's just a really great job. And it's a lot of fun, and it's so accessible. I actually watch it with my 5-year-old. My 5-year-old loves it. Now, there been time, I don't know if I'm dad of the year or not, because there is, some death on the show. And there are times where I'm like wondering if I'm just, injuring this kid, but he enjoys it, so...
What are the Flash's limitations? That seems like a pretty extreme superpower to just be able to do everything faster than everybody else. Like that's right next to
pretty badass
flying.
Yeah.
Like so what is it? Do people just sometimes stick their arm out and wait, and that's like his kryptonite? Is it a patient clothesline?
There's a lot of baddies out there. There's the Reverse Flash. What
does Reverse Flash do? What does he do? Is he go same speed backwards or super slow?
That would be great.
There's a Flash villain that was in the comic book world that was called She's not. I don't think you're not. You're a big fan of this character. What was his name? The Turtle. The tortoise, the turtle or the tortoise. He was the world's slowest criminal. I've only read the description of it. I've never seen it in the comic book. It was just like, give me a break. He was a great nemesis to Flash because as described, he's so slow that Flash would get to the scene of the crime, investigate it, and leave before the turtle ever got there. That's pretty slow. He's not a criminal
That's
at all.
yeah, that's the time-space continuum.
Flash's nemesis is just people who haven't done anything yet. That's not. He's just an impatient guy.
That's person of interest.
But no, seriously, what is Reverse Flash? What does that mean to be a Reverse Flash?
Well, so the character, the guy from Ed, whose name is escaping me right now, Tom Cavanaugh.
The horse.
Are we giving away spoilers, by the way? Because I'm realizing. I know exactly.
Wait, really? Oh,
spoiler alert!
Oh, so the first season kind of hinges on Reverse Flash and what he is. Okay, all right, fine. I accept that. Fine.
All right.
So what are White Walkers? How do they work and how do you kill them? Yeah. How are you feeling about Game of Thrones right now?
I'm behind right now, so unfortunately, and we're missing tonight too. So I'm a couple episodes behind.
There's been some controversy about Game of Thrones. Like I guess it's just inevitable.
About
the show was so flawless for so long in everybody's eyes, and it was just like there's two lobes to the controversy as far as I can understand it. One is that they're departing from the books more and more. I don't know if it's accurate to say more and more, but I thought I heard something that their plan was to actually depart from them to an extent that it would be okay to just coexist.
Yeah, and you kind of have to at some point. But I'm curious what you guys think. I mean, are you guys cool with them going in a different direction than the books?
They're almost caught up to the books anyway, right? So wouldn't they have to? It's like sort of
right.
Like,
I mean, that's the thing too. Is he's racing to finish the next book, but then at some point, all these shows have to go in their own direction. I mean, that's the thing about Walking Dead as well. Is the treat is they do sort of honor the comics, but at the same time, they've gone in a different direction. They've created new characters. They've sort of taken things from the comics and sort of switched them around, changed the timetable. But it's still it's enjoyable for both, and it's an opportunity to have two different sort of paths for that that genre.
Yeah, the other lobe of the controversy was a really specific thing of like the brutality of the I think the reason why it was so controversial is because also it wasn't in the books. So that's kind of the definition of gratuitous. Was Sansa's wedding night wasn't this like her third wedding night? Sansa hasn't had a good life. And so there was her wedding night to shitbag, Ramsay, cool name, bad guy. Whatever. But if you don't know, it doesn't matter. It's a brutal, it's not a great consensual kind of wedding night, and. Now, so like cinematically, as far as what happens on the screen, it's actually one of the least gratuitous things in Game of Thrones history. There's a shot of him ripping open the back of her dress, and then the rest is played on her terrified face, which is all the more brutal. And also, it's like the rest of the show is just like actual reverse cowgirl action, and no one can actually ever have sex in Game of Thrones. Someone's always walking in. But I think so. I was like, well, okay, so it wasn't in the book, okay. And then there's a lot of argument of like, well, we already knew Ramsay was bad. Why are we doing this? And you certainly don't want to dance near the hot button of like the emerging feminism and stuff. And I don't want to take that stuff lightly or dismiss it for dumb reasons. But I will say, I feel like the whole Game of Thrones series, being not a guy that read the books, like when I watch the show, I feel like those two sisters, Arya and Sansa, that the whole series is like, it's this like to me, the whole point of that show is that I'm waiting for the two of them to enter the same room again after all these years, because one of them in the beginning of the show is just a standard like, oh, I'm the princess archetype, and my value is in learning to sew, and I'm going to get married off, and I'm a diplomat, and I'm going to learn how to consolidate power from my family because I'm pretty and blah blah blah. And then the other girl is like, I want to shoot arrows. You're not allowed to shoot arrows. And it's like, okay, we know these archetypes, we resonate with them. And then the shit just hits the fan. And these two girls in particular, they're separated. And now we're just watching them. Like Arya has now become like this weird ninja assassin that's like learning how to like bend her mind so she can poison people or whatever. And Sansa is like is no less a hero, and by virtue of the tragedy that's befalling her. It's like it's the darkest versions of their little fantasies that we were watching them before their lives went to hell. And so for that one reason, I was like, well, you know what, the more bad shit that happens to Sansa, the better. Like, right, I mean, maybe that's the point, or I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think the thing is, you're right. It's a very delicate topic, especially right now in society and in the world, and you have to be prepared to either justify it or be sort of cognizant that this is going to create a controversy, and you better have sort of your explanation ready. You better be ready to sort of explain it. And sometimes I'm surprised when networks or producers are caught off guard by controversy, when you can sort of see it a mile away. And in this age of social media, anything can become a controversy. So you always have to be ready to explain yourself and justify the direction that you go on a show. So that's where I kind of sort of still don't understand, is when people aren't ready to.
Have they had a response? Has there been a response from the production side to the controversy? Has anyone issued a statement saying, like, look, leave us alone, we're Game of Thrones, or anything? Have they said anything?
Yeah, I mean, they've come out and said, if we apologize if we have offended people, that that wasn't the purpose of this storyline. This sort of the usual sort of explanation, and so they're big, so.
I have a question. I thought.
Thank you, Curtis.
Well, I was just wondering something, because I might be wrong, because I'm way behind. I'm still in the books, but my question is that the problem with this particular case was that it actually, and correct, I know I will be instantly corrected, that it was something that in the books did not happen to that character.
Right.
It was something that was imposed on the character. Is that correct? So that was the reason for the controversy. It wasn't the fact that it was a rape or how visually brutal it was. It was that they arbitrarily took another character and gave the rape to this character.
Yeah, I think it was all the above.
Yeah.
That it was sort of just, the perfect storm of this was going to incite some concern out there. And then on social media especially.
Yeah.
This is an age of social media, as you know, Dan, that,
yeah.
And that's actually.
It's weird that, so like where it's Sopranos, Deadwood, Game of Thrones. I mean, I'm not defending anything, but the word for the other side is that it's like, come on, what are we getting high on when we're watching these shows? It's like there's a point when like it looks like, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, so I'm just speaking in very general things, but there's a point when it looks like Peter Dinklage might die, and that's not a spoiler. It's just like he's in a tough physical spot, and I found myself going like, you know what, this could be it. Like, and that's what makes that show so amazing. That's what made Breaking Bad really interesting. It's like the brutality and the randomness, the chaos. It's like, holy shit! Like, I don't know. I mean, that show's first season ends in one of the biggest like what the fucks in TV history, because you're like, what? He was Michael Thrones. You killed Michael Thrones.
PD.
It's his game. Cersei literally 5 minutes earlier gave him the Game of Thrones speech. Remember? She's like, if you're going to play this Game of Thrones, I suggest you be very careful. And he's like, okay, I will be careful. Skunk. And we were like, holy shit. And we were like, we're tearing at our shirts and we're like freaking out. And then we just like sat there and waited for the next season because we're like, holy shit. And it's happened 1,000 times in that show since then. And so that's the only. I'm neither defending nor attacking because of the sensitivity of the issue, and it's like I don't want to mansplain about any of that stuff. I want to stay on the TV like consumer side of this thing, and not it's none of my business on the gender side. But that's the other thing to consider is just like the fucking like brutality. We can't, because the argument I keep hearing is like, come on, give me a break. We already knew that guy was a bad guy. I'm like, well, come on. By that argument, Oscar the Grouch is as bad as it should get, because he's like, And if you want to freak people out, Oscar's gotta like lunge at Big Bird's throat every once in a while, and be like, "I fucking hate birds because I'm racist." Just blood everywhere.
The series finale of Sesame Street. Fade to black.
Why don't we bring out media correspondent Spencer Crittenden? Is that? I walked in with a bag. Is that? I brought a paper bag. It says Hannah on it in Sharpie. It's not an emergency. Is Hannah here? Okay. Yep. There's it, Hannah. So Aaron packed a little bag for her. Okay, good. I thought I'd use Spencer's sit-down time. Is that it? Does it say Hannah on it?
It does.
Yeah, it does. Okay. This is below your pay grade. You're a comptroller, but you can hand it off. All right. There it goes to Marissa, and we have like a whole congregation. I know people's names. Oh, that's for Aaron. That's the backpack.
Is that just a drug deal that happened? I had this idea where you could sell cocaine out of a bowling alley by putting it in the shoes. And this is very similar to that whole methodology.
What TV shows are you watching, Spencer?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I just started watching Silicon Valley. I just got caught up. Yeah, Game of Thrones. Okay. Okay, this is not spoilers. It's been said that obsidian can kill those White Walkers, and they've revealed arrowheads made of obsidian. And spoiler alert, sometimes the White Walkers watch things. They just stand there watching stuff happening. Why can't they just shoot him in the fucking face with obsidian arrows? It'd be done. It'd be over. It'd all be no more game.
You mean like the leaders?
They just fucking stand there. Assholes. I don't know. When I saw those obsidian arrowheads, I was like, what the fuck are you idiots doing? If you didn't show the arrowheads, I wouldn't have this question in my brain. Okay, sorry. I know, but I mean, there's only a limited supply of White Walkers. There's not infinite of them. You could just 4 arrows, done.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, everybody. Bumming everybody out with obsidian. All I've been thinking about you guys is just Minecraft. Just Minecraft blood magic.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, it's 9/11.
Yay.
It's always off-putting to the new guests. It's 9/11. There is no hidden layer to it. They cheer at 9/11 because we've trained them to, and our goal is just to be bad people. All right. So, all right. Golden Age of TV. All right. Great.
Yeah, but Silicon Valley, by the way, having a great second season. If you guys aren't watching,
I'm way behind on that. I haven't watched since the finale of the first one.
It's good, man.
I'm kind of scared. I need to hear that before I dive in, because like Kumail's a very good friend of the show, and it's like if I have what if I hated?
You won't. Yeah. He's great.
He's
great
better this season. I mean, not he. Like his parts are better this season, I think. He's always perfect. Come back, Kumail.
And dreamy. What are you guys thinking about this season of Orphan Black? Boo.
Oh my God, I love that.
You love Orphan Black?
I love Orphan Black.
It's a great show. It's really getting into the weeds though. So I feel like not this past Saturday's episode, but the week before, I felt like they were getting back on track. So fingers crossed. I feel like I'm in it for good, I think, but I feel like maybe now they're getting back on track. More Allison. There wasn't enough Allison this season. So.
Oh no, but you know what? They've got more Helena. And Helena is now my favorite.
Sistra.
Oh my God, I love her so much.
Yeah, right?
I love Tatiana Maslany. I'm sorry, but I love Tatiana Maslany. I get nuts.
I think it's good with olive oil. just a little salt.
A nice
Tatiana Mussolini for the whole table.
Yes.
So are you married, Schneider?
Yes.
When you to a lady?
Yes.
See how modern I am?
Look at you.
I was thinking. So, speaking of gay marriage, I thought of one more reason to support it while I was getting dressed a couple days ago. Like 80% of all straight marriages are gross people, and all gay marriages are adorable. I've never seen a gay couple, and I'm not talking about like because they're good-looking people. I'm saying I've never seen a gay couple and gone like, those two suck. But I constantly like Universal City Walk is just a fucking parade of shitbags, and they're all straight married couples. I mean, what are we protecting? All right. Anyways, that was my culture segment.
I think that's a big City Walk issue, actually.
Like, did you see that documentary with George Takei and his George Takei and his husband they're goddamn adorable.
they're George Takei.
Is that condescending to say? Is that like a new form of homophobia to go they're adorable? Am I infantilizing them?
George Takei is the best, though.
I'm not saying they're adorable as human beings to dehumanize them. I'm saying their marriage is adorable.
Yes, indeed.
Okay,
he's adorable.
That's racist.
Okay. Adorbs.
So when you come home to your wife, and she's like, I was gonna endow her as like washing dishes, but then I started spiraling into like feminist reaction. But I'm saying she finished her job as like a powerful attorney, and she ate a little bit of protein on a plate, and she's just cleaning her own plate. That's what you guys do.
She's a graphic designer.
So she's washing a dish, and she's not good at it. she's like fuck the fuck, and I just wanted to put her in a position where you guys are a sweet married couple, and you're coming up behind her.
It's like, you're going to what tonight? Harmontown? Really? You're spending more time with Dan Harmon? Like, what is that?
Do you ever come up behind her and put your hands over her eyes and then sweetly whisper in her ear, "Is your Schneider sense tingling?"
As coined by Dan Harmon.
I really want to make this happen.
It's funny, you tweeted that out to me, but then there were Michael Schneiders across the country who actually tweeted back at you, but thanking you, I guess, for that. It was
Schneider sense. I think it's how you should open all of your columns. Anything that you write, you should say, "Hey, is your Schneider sense tingling?"
Exactly. Whatever panel I moderate from here on out at Comic-Con, that's all.
Like when you're doing, Comic-Con, you can go, "Hey, is your Schneider sense tingling? Hey, it's me, Mike Schneider. Another rape on Game of Thrones last night, and the fans are abuzz."
Stay tuned.
All right. Well, I was actually bringing up your wife because I was just curious. Like, so she's a graphic designer. I'm assuming she's kind of a TV buff, or maybe not. I don't know. What?
Yeah, we watch a lot of TV together, but the problem is we fall asleep in front of the TV at different times, so then we can't actually ever delete anything on the DVR, because I got to watch all that episodes she didn't, and then she watched something I didn't, and so we're never actually deleting anything.
Yeah.
I don't have a point to that story. It's just reality, folks.
Are you a positive TV viewer? Like when you're watching, are you always? You don't seem like a very judgmental.
Well, I'm not a critic, so that helps. I don't have to critique shows.
You're not like, but you don't watch it through that lens of like grumble, or snark.
No, for the most part, not. I mean, if I had a bad run-in with someone, then it does maybe cloud a little bit my viewing pleasure.
Example.
They're clapping, but they're not chanting.
They're not. So
they like my chanting.
It's a half heart.
Exactly. I think we're supposed to do a jig at that point.
You can't give an example, can you?
I probably can't. No.
All right. Vince Gilligan was like he mistook you for a waiter at a luncheon.
Exactly. No, Vince is like one of the sweetest guys, as you know.
Yeah, I know.
Great guy.
That's why does the best TV writer have to also be the nicest? It fucks up everything for everybody,
right?
Because it's like, oh, Dan, why are you an asshole? Clearly, no actual reason. before Vince Gilligan popped, as like Mr. Congeniality, like it was, you could it was a myth that you could perpetuate. You could go like, look, I'm too talented to be nice. But now he's just like, I don't know, I love making TV.
And he makes the darkest TV. That's what's amazing about this guy.
I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Yeah, you introduced me to Vince Gilligan, which is like the biggest favor I think anyone's ever done me, because he ended up doing a prospector on Community, and he's so awesome. And
I never did get my finder's fee.
You don't consider this a reward? me bringing you out and talking about rape and grilling you about your marriage. He came to the set and was like off book for his prospector character, and was so like determined to do a good professional job as an actor. It was awesome. Like he was like. I don't know. He didn't have to. He doesn't have to give a shit. He could have like rolled in there in a diaper and been like, "Someone get the shit out of this, and then give me a lemonade, and then a teleprompter, because I'm not going to learn anything. I make TV. I'm not going to learn your TV." But he came in dressed as a cowboy and was like, "Where do I stand?" All right, let me get in the zone. Howdy, partners, and he's fucking nailed it. He'd been working on it all night. He knew how to fucking twirl a gun. It was like,
but the showrunner who nailed it, of course, was Mitch Hurwitz.
Yeah, he's amazing. We gotta have him back on here.
Yeah, you got more Kugler.
All right, we should bring out Demorge Brown. If he's here. I saw him here. All right. This is Mike Schneider from TV Guide Magazine. He's the chief content officer.
CCO, yo.
Yo.
Well, you want to weigh in on the state of television?
Nope.
Yes. No, I mean, I don't know what else there is to say. It's changing, and and I think that the audience is sort of dictating the format right now. It's still finding its place. It's still grounding itself. But
here's a question.
But that's venue related, and the stories are, everybody's sort of heightening stakes, and it's just the audience is responding to what it wants, and everybody else is trying to keep up.
Speaking of which, one more thing about TV that's an important breaking topic. Algorithmic versus development. Like there's this new thing, and it's like no joke. Netflix was assembled by someone looking at a chart of Kevin Spacey fans also like political thrillers and also like what's her name, and they assembled a show based on an algorithm. But they skipped that whole thing of like, oh, the writer comes up with an idea and then the suit helps him because whatever. I guess ostensibly suits know more than writers about making TV, which is the dumbest idea. It doesn't make any sense. But and I see people having different opinions about that because it does sound a little Orwellian. I mean, Yahoo knew. I think I've told the story of like Yahoo knew what Community was worth before they bought it. Not what it was worth. I doubt they turned a profit on Community because they probably paid a lot of money for it. So how would you make that back? I don't think their intention was to turn a huge profit. I think their intention was to draw big numbers, and they knew that those numbers would be big because they already knew. I had a conversation with them where they revealed that they already knew.
Yeah, have they shown you any numbers?
I mean, before the show aired,
but
they
now,
already knew.
Now,
everything is going according to their fucking weird, like Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park. Like they graphed out a bell curve, like of unique impressions, potential, and blah blah blah. It's just going according to plan. They're like NASA technicians that they were never worried about it. And I'm sitting there going, oh, gee, I hope I do okay on Tuesday night because I'm like this caveman. And they're like Silicon Valley people that are just like they can like melt things with their eyes, and they get shit done for a living. And then there's like you contrast that with this like these orange people, like these development people that are like, so don't think a female lead's gonna work. Why don't you think? Who are you? Where did you go to school? What seminar did you attend? Who are you? Hey, my name's Michael Jacobson. You just burnt a bridge you're not gonna be able to build back, see? I'm Mr. Hollywood. I make television. I'm Michael Jacobson. I hope there's no one actually named Mike Jacobson.
You're gonna hear from all of them.
I'm bright orange. I'm an orange person. I have 3 posters on the wall behind me. One is for a show I worked on, which is a piece of shit. One is for classic TV that I didn't work on. The other is for like some fucking French thing with a French title, so it looks like I'm smart. And I've never seen it. I'm orange.
I feel badly for shows like Homicide: Life on the Streets that sort of had to run this gauntlet of anonymity and also being praised because they were forced into that network.
Yeah, and there are a lot of those shows that would have lasted a lot longer if they'd been on now because they have that rabid fan base, but it just was the wrong time.
Popular and would have been seen more probably, right? I talked to people about that show and they're like, I have no idea what that is, and it blows my mind.
It was
because they all love The Wire. And it's
it was ahead of its time. So
yeah.
it would have lasted like 10 years now if it was on today. Yeah. And who knows? They're bringing back everything, so maybe one day they'll bring that back. So right after an all new Fuller House.
I can't believe the Full House thing was happening, and then like it was announced that they were gonna do Full House, and then a couple weeks later, the new headline was Dave Coulier signs on to do Full House. I'm like, you closed that deal first. I'm no Full House fan, but you don't do it without the Cools. What are you gonna have? Like Zac Efron doing Bullwinkle impressions for the 32-year-old girls? He tucks them in.
The Cools contract writer was unattainable at first, but no, they were all pretty much on. I mean, it was funny. Just a couple days ago, they said finally that Saget was on board, but he's been on board from the beginning. They just need to hammer out.
Yeah. I should know that more than anybody. We're always like taping our 3rd episode when Allison Brie's contract closes. Like it's always like, well, are we gonna be able to air this? They different people need different amounts of time to scare me. All right, so will you stay and play Shadowrun? I know it's probably your favorite part of the podcast.
Should I?
I would like you to. I like it when our guests do it. Curtis was a newcomer, and
I was once new. Yes,
and you like playing Shadowrun.
Now I'm so experienced, I'm almost cynical about the whole thing.
You're gonna phone it in tonight?
Yeah, probably, but that's okay.
It's like a role-playing game. Did you ever do that as a kid? Ever play role-playing games, Dungeons and Dragons, anything like that?
Oh, a long time ago, yeah. But
so it's like you get your character sheet. It's got a bunch of nonsense on it. Sorry, Spencer. It's like it won't. I mean, it's like we're all drunk, and it's like armor.
I'm gonna mess this up horribly, but all right.
Yeah. But primarily, it's just like improvised storytelling and a turn-based format. With Spencer is the only one who can actually say what happens, but the rest of us, when it's our turn, can say what we want to try to do. That's probably a pretty good explanation. So do we got a doctor? You're playing the doctor, right?
I guess I am, but
Yeah.
I mean, you went on to another story. I don't know if Dr. Friend is still in the story.
Oh God, are you kidding me?
Is he always in the story?
Yeah.
He was instrumental.
All right, well then I'm Dr. Friend still.
You don't cut Cowboy out of Midnight Cowboy. And Demorge is, of course... Yeah, and so I wonder if we should just have Schneider play Mercy O'Donnell, or... I don't know. I had a discuss because Erin like texts me during the show. Sometimes when she's not doing it, she's gonna watch it live, and I don't know. She's like, you always have a girl come up to play Mercy, and then we got one of those conversations. My point of view was like, well, yeah, but like we don't have a lot of women up here, and then it's like it's not because only a woman can play the character. It's just because like they make up half the planet, and then we don't have any up here, and then there's like a character that's a lady. I don't know. God, it's hard to be a white knight these days. That's what I've learned. That's the phrase for what I do. I'm always white knighting. That's my thing.
White knighting, man.
Yeah.
It's
But it's
the
not.
new-
It's not the doing it to get laid thing, because it's the I'm just doing it to try to trick people into liking me. I'm like, give these women a break. Man, I'm a big hero.
I think that's usually why people do it. I don't think those gallant nerds are trying to get laid. They're just trying to do what they think
I mean,
will make people like them.
if we're going to eliminate that as a, if trying to make people like you isn't a good reason to not be racist or sexist or anything, like, I mean, I might have to just give up. I don't know what else is in it for me anymore. I'm just gonna roll over and die. Yay! I heard your brains. Weird young hologram brains.
I don't know.
Hurry up and die, you old man, so we can have our future world. Get out of our way, fatty. Old fat man. With your dumb 70s concepts. Wait, I said dumb 70s and paused and someone said glasses. First of all, I was searching for the word glasses while touching them. What do you call these on my face? Second of all, come on. It's supposed to be safe here. Calling myself old and fat, and you're going, don't forget your glasses are dumb.
And you don't shower either.
Fuck you. What? All right, so we got a Mercy, we got a Nightblade, we got a Hortigard, we got a Doctor. Jeff's character.
We're fine.
We got a lot of
fine.
have a girl play Jeff's character. We got Annie, we got real life Annie. Well, you've had your big moment in the spotlight.
Some of my Twitter followers have been like, we really want you to play.
I don't think that's a good enough reason.
That's literally all I heard.
You seem kind of beleaguered by it.
I don't
There's
blame
been a
you.
mandate. People feel like I should be
Well,
out there.
The guys have been talking.
That sounds like a mandate.
No, Adam, we're not.
We just don't even have enough
say it,
chairs,
boo.
right? We got all.
Yeah,
the
we don't
seat-
even have enough chairs.
Oh, my bad. This is all behind people.
We're not going to reject Annie and then say yes to Adam. That's not. No, that's not. That's crazy.
I sure
All right.
was.
All right. Boom.
Lord
Thank you.
Goldberg, sit.
One of these days.
Curtis will be back, and I know.
Right to the moon.
Adam Goldberg told me in the green room, which he's not allowed in, that he wrote a.
He did knock, though, which, if you knock on the green room door, what does that mean?
And like a vampire.
It means
victim,
why
I
are you
answered it.
why are you near the green room? No, I enjoyed his knock, though. It was pleasurable to me.
He wrote a quiz, which obviously we don't have time to do tonight. But
I thought he wrote it for the AV Club. I'm way. My assistant is so fired. What's up? I mean, is Dustin gonna do a music, or am I gonna do it off a cappella? Are you guys? Is that even what you guys are looking for right now?
Annie, why don't you come up? Do you need help? Anything? Okay.
Yeah, I forgot.
Okay, we'll have Annie play. I can't remember goddamn Jeff's character's name.
yours. Eve Libertine.
Eve Libertine. Okay. All right. Thank you, Annie. Real life Annie.
After that enthusiastic no earlier, I just feel so warmly
conditional love. Lap it
welcomed.
up.
True.
Did you like the finale?
Yeah. Seriously, the whole scene, like you're like, oh, pick out this costume, and I'm like, okay, sure, and then it's like this whole scene about what we were talking about, and then with that button of Annie saying like I miss wearing skirts, like it was like you were speaking and it was like we were speaking.
Mm-hmm. What did you think about the? Because it was like 3 a.m. We were about to shoot the last scene. and I'd been up all night, and I wrote the scene, and Annie enters the study room, and Jeff is standing there, and the cursor's been blinking there forever. And I wrote like 4 different versions. Like I wrote like truly raunchy, like the joke is how horny they are for each other scenes, and then I erased it, and I wrote like why are we still forcing this? We're not into this, and this versions, and I just like all erased, and the cursor's still blinking. And then I had Aaron on instant message, and I said, "What do I do? What do I do here?" And Aaron said, "Have you ever seen Drop Dead Fred?" And I said, "No, I haven't. I actually haven't seen it." And she was like, "There's a very sweet kiss at the end of Drop Dead Fred. She has to kiss Drop Dead Fred goodbye, and it's not a sexual kiss. It's not necessarily an unromantic kiss, but they're not macking on each other, as the kids said in 1982. But it was a kiss goodbye, like it was love. What did you think?
I try not to ship because I believe that the people who are making our television for us should be making those decisions, and people shouldn't be complaining on the internet about it just because they want to see 2 people kiss.
Oh, shit!
All right.
Thank you. But that being said, 2 things. Not only was it a really nice and not overly done thing, I also really love that in Jeff's fantasy he was wearing she was wearing the same outfit. Like he was still coming back to that. Like.
Yeah, well, it was faster to shoot that way.
The truth comes out.
All right. Anyways, yeah, that was weird for me to fish. Like actually, I wanted more to give Aaron credit for helping me write the final scene of the season with some nice sweet advice, culled from a silly movie that I hadn't seen. Shit, that's called a muse.
That's what you call, yeah.
Because women can't be writers, but they can be muses.
As long as it's not that horrible Sharon Stone movie.
It's an Albert Brooks movie.
Yeah. They were both in it.
All right. All right. Well, let's. I guess that's it. We gotta. What else could I possibly do to slow down the show? I can't.
Oh, did you notice I'm in costume?
Yeah, you're wearing the same thing, right? The costume in question, sort of.
Right, but this was it. Yeah. You're so impressed. You're all just silent. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
welcome to cosplay. It's this boring.
Well, yeah, when you're cosplaying just a regular person.
Right. Hey, I spent 4 hours sewing this ruffle onto my my dress. 4 hours.
For those of you who aren't watching on the video feed, Annie just threw her cane.
I'm so mad.
In anger because no one applauded her outfit.
Don't do it now. Now you just be,
they weren't going to do it.
Me.
Oh, okay. Now that's horrible. That's a toxic. That was terrible. That was like that little tiny turd that comes out of my dog when I make him poop. I'm like, you can't. You're crate training him. You better pretend to pee, if nothing else. And then you can come back in and eat. And he's like, a little drop comes out. All right. Is there a guest? Mike, are you having a good time?
Yes, although I'm nervous now because I'm going to screw this up.
Have you memorized the sheet yet? I'm going to take them back in 2 minutes.
You'll very quickly see that nervousness will give way to frustration and boredom. Not induced by your skills.
I mean, I'd say it is, but yeah, if you get confused, just kind of withdraw. You don't have to really dig in deeper and try and understand any of that stuff. So there you go.
I mean, and now it's time for a new episode of Shadowrun.
Oh, is there a guest that we have to give credit for?
Yeah, this one is just a tweet that Jeff Davis sent.
Oh, okay. This is guest summarizer Jeff Davis.
Yep. All right.
Where's the cue?
Here it is. All right. Harmontown Shadowrun recap now. Eve had an eagle flap tear gas out. Mercy was composed but cried. Nightblade baked a guard's brains. Dicks were of average size. That's it.
I baked a brain?
Yeah. I mean, realistically, someone broke a window so that tear gas could leave, and then you tased someone so hard his brain melted.
All right, so we're like in a room in this kind of hospital.
You're in the hospital of a Brain Plus Limited. You're in the C Beta ward. You snuck in there using lies and subterfuge to try and infiltrate this place. You're looking for secret stolen data. Well, I don't know if it's stolen. Secret data that you're trying to steal for your employer.
Anything? Are we all in the same room?
Yeah, you're all in the same room. There's 2 guards knocked out on the floor. They're unconscious.
All right. Well, you guys know what I'm thinking. It's the old dress as a guard. Time to. You know what? I just started taking off one of the guard's pants. I'm a man of action. I'm not going to explain myself.
And since we're in a hospital and I'm a doctor, I'm going to stay in my clothes and just pretend like I'm a doctor in this hospital.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to size up my compatriots and compare them to the sizes of the indisposed guards to see who might fit in their clothes better.
One of the guards is human-sized. That's the only guard whose clothes haven't been removed.
Yeah, all right. I'll undress this guard and stick these human-sized clothes on, and they feel really good.
They absolutely do.
Pleather.
Well, since Hordegaard, since you kind of have the psychic abilities,
But I'm also rather minute, so perhaps the clothes would not fit on me.
That's quite true.
think they'd fit me?
Yeah, I'd say. You're
All right.
pretty average.
I'll get dressed up as the other guard.
That happens. 2 suits of guard clothes.
All right. Well, now we need to plan.
Wait a minute. Do I not have clothes on?
You have normal people clothes on.
Oh, okay. So you don't need more guards.
Well, there aren't any more guards. If
Right.
that could be an avenue to explore.
Yeah, maybe we should go find some more and.
I was wondering if I could use spellcasting to create a uniform for myself.
No.
Damn it.
Sorry.
Why don't you psychically scope out the outside area, see if get a lay of the land.
So I'm going to use a sort of one of these sort of mental waves, mental planning, sort of active source, to scope and see if there are any guards in the vicinity.
You got that? What is it, like a detect humans kind of spell?
This is
use
correct.
that.
Provided the guards are human. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, you do that. You detect not any guards anywhere nearby or in the outside hall, except for the one that you can't detect it because that's dead. But you detect humans not in this hall, but in the next hall over. There's all sorts of them with weaker auras. Some of them are sick and damaged. You could tell they've had cyber wares and certain ailments that are causing their spirits to look differently colored than normal to your senses.
This would suggest to me that they are perhaps patients.
It would.
Subjects. That the chips might also be in this room. Is this possible that they're being tested on them?
You don't know anything about that.
I have like a meta question.
Yes.
Like, do I not remember you saying? Didn't we scope this place out and there's like some computer room like up?
There's
up
a
few
security room on the top floor of the building that someone found. I don't know who it was.
I mean, that's got to be where like
The
files
butterfly.
would be, right? On Baldwin.
Well, it would be where security is.
Oh, that's right, the butterfly. Yeah. I mean, look. Geez, I'm not really a thinking man. It's not that the guy playing me is stupid. It's the guy playing me is like the Dustin Hoffman of role playing, and the character me. I'm just an idiot and a little drunk. I deserve accolades, not for anyone to think I'm a bad player. I guess I'm kind of at a loss. Like I think we just got to find like a records room. I guess I would start up at that security area.
Does the map is it detailed enough to have a map inside the building?
No, you don't have any maps of this building quite.
May I use my vision zoom to look through the building to find the security room?
The vision zoom is like a magnifying kind of thing. It can't see through stuff, but like you could see like 60 feet away.
I could see. Okay. So if I leave looking for it, I'll use my vision zoom, and I'll be in the hallway.
Yeah.
And I can see it right at the end of the hallway.
If it is there, yes.
But it's not.
Well, I mean...
Let me look.
You head out into the hallway using your vision zoom, and you only see a hallway leading to the... I can't see.
No good.
The B beta ward.
What about, can I use perception to find out where we're supposed to go?
Yeah. Yes. You look around and you locate a small plaque that has a virtual readout of the map of the place. And you can see all the offices with listings for all the employees, and there's an office that still lists Baldwin Brown.
Now we're getting somewhere.
I would suggest we use my sneaking 4+2 to sneak there.
To sneak there. It's going to be quite some ways. You trace your way through the map, and you're going to at least have to go down some stairs that are located by the central cafeteria area.
I can't do stairs.
Well, meta. There's a... Well, it's me and Mercy will go with you, and if she's with guards, she should be safer. She won't look like an interloper. You guys are on your own. I'm a bad leader.
Could we perhaps leave the doctor with the guards who have been redressed?
Yeah.
Is that possible? To keep an eye on them should they wake and
what?
Possibly leave the. I would like to follow them and perhaps leave you with the guards who are on the ground. Should they
leave me with the guards?
Yes.
Okay.
That's kind of a shit duty.
It's what I usually do. I wind up waiting in the car. But at least I'm in the room this time.
Well, you should come.
I mean, why don't we just make sure they don't wake up for a long time? I stun them both again.
Okay.
Their bodies twitch.
I don't want anyone to feel left out, This is the shadow run.
Maybe what we could do is we could put you in a wheelchair. I'm the doctor. And we could be walking down like I've got my file here, and we're on our way to a to
I love it.
Have her look at it. Okay.
And we'll just kind of escort you.
And yeah.
And
everybody's together.
Hortigard, you watch the guards.
Yeah.
This is what I'll do. Well, otherwise I'd be the only one looking like a weirdo. Walking the hall.
You come with too. I mean, we got two guards, a doctor, a patient. I mean, it's not like anyone's gonna go. But who's that guy?
Right.
It looks like I can forge some documents. Do you need those medical records forged?
Yes.
Okay.
Do it.
Just trying to help.
No, I had. Did I sound sarcastic? I got really excited about you forging documents.
I got really excited too. I did this outfit.
Let's do it. Let's do a montage of him forging documents. Is there a music cue? Nope, there's no music guy. Dustin's getting high.
He's like...
No, there's none, he said.
Yeah.
Love lift us up where we belong.
And then documents.
All right.
You print some out. They're really convincing looking to your eyes.
I wish I could whistle so I could do that. These are some smart looking docs.
You know it. It's what I do.
All right, everybody take a document.
Even the doctor.
All right, let's go. Let's head for the Baldwin's office.
All right, you do that. You charge out into the hallway and down down the hallway and through a door. As you open the door, you hear the sounds behind you of 5 or 6 guards shuffling into the hallway. They're just kind of looking around, but they don't seem bothered by your official-looking presence. You cross out of the hallway and into the cafeteria area. You see all sorts of delicious salads, real salads, not the fake shit. But you're only distracted momentarily. You get to the elevator, which is next to the stairwell that I mentioned earlier.
I press a button.
Which one?
One of you guys want to help me pick a button? Which floor was Baldwin on?
Down.
Down. Did you say that? Did you say down?
Yes.
All right. You want to press it? You press it. Ding.
All right, the elevator arrives.
This is so amazing.
We're fucking nailing this. I've been on a lot of shadow runs, and I was like, this is fucking butter. Is a nice quiet moment in the elevator together. Let's get to know each other. Where'd you learn to forge documents like that?
Years of practice. You're looking really sharp in that guard's outfit.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I used to work in law enforcement. It's part of my dark past. How you doing, Doc?
I'm good.
Is this stirring your loins to be back in a medical establishment?
I'm back where I need to be.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Why'd you fall from grace? I'm sorry.
It's nothing I want to
I'm sorry.
talk about right now.
Sorry.
If I summon some butterflies, would we all shut up?
What the fuck?
I was just making a joke. I'm sorry.
right.
I'm not Jeff. In case you didn't notice.
All right. Oh.
Ding.
Oh, here. Saved by the bell.
Awkward.
The door opens into a large reception-like area with no windows. It seems like you may be underground or something. It is a reception area, so there's a nice receptionist seated at a desk, her brown hair in a sharp, stylish, future style. It looks crazy but normal for you guys. She looks up at you expectantly. She doesn't say anything, though.
Hey, Mercy, you're usually the tricky talker.
Well, you'll see by these documents we're supposed to be here. Here
Oh.
you go.
She looks at the documents and inspects them thoroughly. She's like, this is great.
I was just saying that in the elevator. This guy's amazing.
But she glances over at Hortigard and it's like, that guy, who's he?
Very calmly, very stoically, I reached inside and pulled out my identification that says Frank Douglas, security guard, and provide this to her. I work mostly on the ground floor, looking for troublesome people, hence the armor.
Okay. Here you do this? You do this here?
This is correct.
Huh.
Hey, Mercy, use your patented convincing skills and spin a little something.
All right. We're supposed to be here. So shut up.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep going. So
Who's-
thanks.
Oh. Okay. You push past her.
Lady, what's the problem? I mean, we got two
Just
security
who is
guards.
this guy? He says he works here. He gives me an ID that shows he works at the different location.
He's a fancy fucking security consultant. You're talking your way into a goddamn burnt bridge to nowhere, man. Aren't you a temp?
Excuse me. I'm Dr. Friend. And this is my patient. And he's in serious condition and needs help, and we need to get to Dr. Brown's office. You're going to let us go and That's the end of it.
Oh, all right. You're the doctor. She lets you go through the door into the next room.
All right. I hope that worked. I mean, I can't. I don't read people that well. All right. Where's Brown?
You're in a large circular room. It's completely circular. There's a central kind of also circular area. It looks like it's maybe some sort of shaft or who knows what. But doors are on the outside of this room, kind of radiating off like spokes all over the place. You smell formaldehyde and other unsavory smells all over the place. It's heavy in the air down here. Must not get too much ventilation down here or something. It's making it smell shitty. You see 6 doors, excluding the one you came through to the waiting area.
Let's look for Baldwin Brown's door.
There's one that says 207. That's the number of Baldwin Brown's office.
You guys. For those just listening, Demore just throwing Annie's cane.
This is like it's a low budget mic drop.
Annie out.
I'll stay in guard in case anybody, in case that receptionist stuff didn't really work. I'll just zap her. Anybody comes through here, they won't get much further. I'll tell you that for nothing.
But just as you're saying that, you hear the chirping of your comlink making some noise as if you're receiving some sort of call from an encrypted line.
Hello?
Hey, remember me?
No.
It's Baldwin Brown.
Oh, hey.
You got me my latest job.
Yeah. Wait, what?
You delivered me to a new employer.
Oh, yeah. How'd that work out for you? Did they kill you?
No, I'm still alive.
That's great.
Yeah, it's better than not being that. You're right. Anyway, it has come to my attention that you're going after some of my research. It seems my employer has hired you to steal that research from me for their benefit.
What? If you say so.
I mean, I'm not looking to start anything here. I'm just saying, I really don't want them to have it. They didn't earn it. It's dangerous if they have it. Blah, blah, blah. The world's going to end. All sorts of shit. Please don't deliver it to them.
Listen, Baldwin, if there's a place we could meet and discuss why we shouldn't do our jobs when you're doing your job and everyone in the world does their job, we could make up a new job where you pay us to not do our jobs. That's also there's a vast American tradition in that. It's called subsidy. I had an uncle who had a friend. He literally his job was to not grow corn. Of course, these were in the old days before the pocky clips. when there was corn. Now you see a salad and you fucking freak out, But back then there was corn everywhere. But so, anyways, I mean, we're without freaking you out, we're really close to our objective. We're gonna follow through on it because dumb to get this far, and let's meet somewhere.
I'm under tight surveillance. I mean, I'm not under, I'm not allowed to leave the building. I can't escape physically. So I'm kind of stuck here.
Well, you got phone privileges, so why don't you call us in 10 minutes?
Anyway, I'm sending one of my associates to your location.
What?
Maybe we can make a drop if you're willing.
Well, ask him what it's worth to him.
Tell him he's breaking up.
You're breaking.
Can't hear him.
But
It doesn't work
What?
It's been 30 years since that's been a valid excuse.
Well, hold on. You know, I'm gonna put you on the phone with Mercy. You know, Mercy. I'm just a hood. You know, I'm just like a muscle. I'm gonna put you on the phone with Mercy, and she's like the diplomat and the talker and the talk.
All right. Hello?
Hey, it's
Who is-
Baldwin.
Baldwin who?
Baldwin Brown.
Guys,
Remember me?
I'm stalling. You guys go get the records. Baldwin Brown. No, I don't. But
Well, that's okay.
Wait,
you don't need to know who I am.
I don't think you're allowed to just say you found them.
I heard
use
your
my sneaking, and then we find them.
Well, no. There's this door. It's got all sorts of crazy locks. It looks like it has some sort of biometric scanner on it that needs some sort of important authorized data to let someone through.
Ah, shit. I look on my person for
Doesn't Mercy have some sort of access to these sort of things?
I don't know.
Computer key?
Well, we're a security guard closed. Don't we have something on us that's like a thing? You know, like a
Yeah.
card?
It doesn't seem to be reacting to the thing. It seems like...
I have these smart linked sunglasses. Is there a way to tap into the system, maybe backdoor it, and find a code from inside?
Do you have hacking? I don't think you do.
I have lock picking. That won't work.
Nope.
I have computer, software, hardware. I mean, very low ratings.
Would Arcana or Alchemy do any good right now?
What was the first one?
Arcana.
No.
We're in a shadow run and no one knows how to fucking do computer shit? It's like the fucking point.
You hear a voice over your comm links being all like, hey guys, did you say you needed hacking?
Oh, wait, yeah, where's that guy? God damn it. Hack guy. Where?
You didn't invite me into the Uber.
Jeez, god damn it. Like, word hack is in his name. We left him. We're the worst Shadowrunners ever.
Can I send an Uber for him?
Yeah, I mean, I do this remote. I've been watching you guys. You set off like 5 vibration sensors. You broke a window. That's like where they're set. Anyway, let me work on this door. It'll take a couple minutes.
All right, keep talking to Baldwin. That was good.
Baldwin, you still there?
Oh, yeah. You just stopped talking for like 30 seconds.
Sorry about that. So, where are you calling from again?
I mean, I'm at my office. They don't let me leave. You put me here. This doesn't seem like the important part of why I called. It's important. This research, it's my life's work. They didn't earn it. They're trying to turn it to make monies, and I'm trying to help people. Do you get it? I don't have money. They don't even pay me. Like, I don't even think that's legal by their standards. But they don't. I mean, I could owe you guys, but I don't have the monies.
Ask him what these things do. Like, what's the big deal?
What do these things do, and what's the big deal?
What? It's research. I mean, you guys wouldn't understand it. It has to do with reversing the effects of BTL chip brain degradation.
I have tapped in on my comlink and I'm listening in. Can I apply my analyze truth to find out some sense of how truthful he's being?
Unfortunately, it doesn't work over electronic communication.
Well, I thought I'd try.
It's worth it.
What if we paid you?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Now you're on our payroll.
I could be. Do you guys have payroll?
We have some cool guards outfits.
Also, you'd have to access a digital W-9 for yourself.
Hey,
Well, that sounds fine.
hack guy, don't rush or anything. We don't want you to do a less than perfect job, so take your time on the door.
Hey, man, it's done. It's been done.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, I open the door.
You open the door. You see an antique-style office. It's got old, what do you call it? Unfinishing, definishing. I don't know. What's that thing where the finishing is going away?
Wood?
Old. An old
Distress.
desk.
Distress.
Tarnished.
Patina.
It's a tarnished desk. You see an old tarnished desk with a key lock, one of these old style throwback keys in it. Key locks, rather. There's not a key in the lock. Nothing else is in the office. It looks like most of the stuff has been moved out recently.
Well, you know I'm picking that lock.
You are picking that lock.
You're going to ask me what my lock picking is?
No, it should be like...
I have a crowbar. I do. I have a crowbar. Can I use the crowbar?
I'd really rather use the lockpick. It's
Oh, so now we get delicate.
a little more
Okay.
elegant, you know? I mean,
All right, no, go ahead.
Is
mean,
there
if it-
danger in leaving it, disarrayed?
no, it's just, but it's cooler to pick the lock. If it fails, we'll crowbar.
Okay, go.
I mean, I didn't mean to step on your toes in the elevator.
No, it's fine.
See, I upset you.
No, you haven't upset me. Please pick the lock.
I picked the lock. Mercy, keep it talking.
You picked the lock.
Yeah.
It's picked.
Okay, open it. I open it.
You open it and you see 3 data chips.
I grab them.
You do that. They're in your grasp. You've obtained what might be the secret research.
Well, yeah, I mean, but also we have to do something that gets applause.
So perhaps.
I know you
we
think there
should-
should be an ending there.
Oh,
but-
that wasn't... No, you want an end.
Oh, okay. I got him, guys. The posse's in the pocket.
But soon that posse's going to be in my pocket, bitch.
Who's that?
Jesse Yellowman.
Are you on the phone?
Nope. He's in the hospital with you guys. He's snuck in near you guys without watching. Like the ninjas of a cat. I can't talk. He's got the ninjas of a cat. You gotta give me those data chips the easy way or the hard ways, bitch. Snicked. Wolverine claws pop out of his knuckles.
All right, that's been Harmontown for this week. Let's thank guest Mike Schneider from TV Guide Magazine. Special guest comptroller Curtis Armstrong, Annie, DeMorge, Spencer. In the back room there, Dustin Marshall, our producer, Zach McKeever on audio, Chris Baruff, and Sarah Hill doing all the video streaming duties. Thank them very much. And yeah, we'll see you next week. And hopefully Jeff will be back, and hopefully Curtis will be back, and hopefully you guys can come back anytime you want. God bless you. Did you get any of that?
It's a good show.
Feral Audio.